What's going on, Miguel? Host of Life Full Circle Radio, and we're jumping in 2 feet, running a little bit behind today, but you know it is what it is. You're watching this stuff. Most of you watching it on the second stream. You ain't watching live anyway, but if you are watching live, jump on those comment streets. Let us know that you're there. We'll probably pull you up here on the good screen. And so a lot going on right now. Supposedly, by the time you watch this, who knows, maybe the government will be open. Maybe we've been talking about something. And it is what it is. I'm just really at this point where it's like, okay, what does it all mean? So when it's all said and done, Democrats got nothing and Republicans got what they want. And they pinky promised that they're going to have a conversation about healthcare. We laugh because it is what it is. So the Dems have blown that lead. Epstein Files, we'll talk about it. Until it makes a difference, until I feel like, Trump is on a real hot seat and not just sitting back laughing on his gold toilet, that's when I care. Sports gambling. So I guess some baseball players are now banned for life. For people who are old enough to remember Pete Rose, who went to his grave and never made it to the Hall of Fame because of sports gambling. And now you can't turn on the TV without seeing an ad for sports gambling. So here's what it is. And then 6'7". I hope my daughter didn't hear that, because if she does, she's going to come running, busting in here and interrupt our show. Follow us on the social media platforms, everywhere you want to find us, except for Twitter, because I don't F with Twitter. What be the dealio?
I mess with Twitter. I'm literally posting the link right now.
Yeah. No, I don't. You can't just straight up spit in my face and then I still support you. I know, and everybody like, well, they all are doing it, blah, blah, blah. You know what? But not as egregious as Elon Musk. He's just flat out just like, I'm screwing.
I think everybody's beef with Elon is the fact, like you said, he kind of spit in everybody's face and then wanted everybody to listen to him. He's like, he's stupid. Donald Trump is dumb. We told you he was dumb, and you thought he was your friend, and you ran around with a hat and your 9 billion children and your ugly baby wanting us to support him, and we didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he gives a damn about Donald Trump. He don't care about us. He's about to be a trillionaire. It's the last thing that we heard. And so, it is what it is. Welcome to America. Where's my man, Childish Gambino? This is America. Remember that video came out? When that video came out, we all was like this, and with our mouths dropped, like, this video is amazing.
It was amazing, and that's when I realized, you're really talented. Like, you are literally a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really was. He was like, I was like, okay, this dude is taking this music thing really seriously, and he's pretty daggone good. So, all right. So anyway, where should we start? The government has officially, they're having conversations started on Sunday where, when the 8 people who came out, the 8 Democrats who came out who voted with the Republicans to open up the government, can you find that link? And we'll try to pull it up so you can get their faces up. But I wasn't surprised at all. I remember the guy out of Pennsylvania, the big guy out of Pennsylvania, who wears sweatshirts all the time, even in the summertime, and shorts.
It looks musty. I can smell you through the TV. You look musty. But listen, I mean, can we blame the Democrats? I understand what they are trying to do, but there was so much that you can push the ball and still be the party that actually cares about the American people. Because the Republicans clearly don't give a damn about none of us at all. That we could all die tomorrow and it wouldn't matter. The Democrats are trying to be kind of steadfast, but not at the risk of the actual American people. I mean, we have military members who are in food lines right now. We have flight travel that is highly affected. We have air traffic controllers who are just like, I'm not going to work and you can't make me. I make more money driving Uber right now. So
right. But then he posted when it was time. He said, you guys better come to work. I'm disappointed in y'all. I'm paraphrasing. This is our president talk. I'd be like, I wish this dude would. You ain't paid me in a month. And you said, when you disappointed in me.
And here's the funny thing, saying that the air traffic controllers need to be penalized. Do you think the organization that runs the air traffic controller is going to risk penalizing anybody? Because we need them more than they need us. Let's be clear about air traffic controllers.
We had to pick up, I think it was Friday night that turned into Saturday morning. Had a couple of the cadets coming down from New York, and they were supposed to land at 11:30. We were sitting out in the cell phone line at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
because of delays.
Yeah, my mom and aunt are going on a cruise to the Panama Canal for 14 days. My mother is taking the Brightline train from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale because we couldn't find a flight or whatever, but she's taking the Brightline train. It's really nice.
Okay.
My aunt and the rest of the old lady gang from her church are all supposed to be flying together. It's like 20 of them supposed to be flying in a couple of weeks down here to go to their cruise. I was like, Mom, do they have a backup plan? Because this is not going to go how you want.
She's well, like, no. Everybody, I think the flights will be back to normal by next week. If everything opens up between today and tomorrow, I think it'll be open back up by next week. But it's still.
Well, I still have to say, you blame them for doing what they did, given where we are at this point.
Correct. It's crazy. I just can't imagine. I'm an entrepreneur, so I can imagine going weeks without getting paid because that's what you do when you decide to go to business for yourself. But for people who are first and 15th, they're banking on, they got the bills are scheduled to pay and things. And so then you have, so in addition, so I can't sit up here and hustle. One thing about being as an entrepreneur, I can always hustle up some money. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to be anywhere outside of just working for my business or working for myself. Imagine you got to go spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day somewhere and not make money. That's the insanity of how you make people come to work and then you don't pay them and then you threaten them after the fact. I'm saying to myself, like, in what world do you do that?
For air traffic controllers, I think it's bad, but they're in a safe environment. Don't nobody talk to them or bother them. They just sit in that tower and they air traffic control. Imagine being a TSA agent where you got to deal with ignorant people who are mad that things are taking so long and I can't believe you guys are like this. Woman, I am here for free. I don't need to be. You know what? I don't need to be here. I can just go. I'm just going.
I'll take a loud Kia because her she left her pocket knife in her luggage. In comparison to, is that plane going to crash into that plane? I'll take pocket knife for 1,000. Yeah, that air traffic control. You realize how? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine your responsibility all day, every day, is to make sure that 100,000 people don't crash into each other in the middle of the air?
This is a little bit of a jump, but did they ever determine what happened in the UPS plane crash? Was that an air traffic control thing? Was that a flight thing? Like, what happened there? Because that as actually in total, there was 3 people on the actual UPS plane, but It claimed 14 people total because of what happened. So is that also air traffic control?
Well, from what I understand from it, engine fell off of the plane as it was taken off. There was an engine that fell off. Like, they got 2. They lost 1 as it were taken off. And so, yeah, I think that was the problem with that, and here's the crazy thing. I was at the barbershop last week when my barber and the guys there, they said, hey, yeah, man, because they know I'm pretty locked in. I usually know what's going on. And it was like, man, you heard about the plane crash earlier today? I was like, what plane crash? He was like, you ain't heard about that? UPS, plane just fell out the sky. I'm just like, and then when I saw the video and I'm imagining me driving by the airport, on a frontage road, because every city's got a frontage road, the one that's right around near the airport, right?
Around the airport,
right? And then you just see a plane coming down, flying, and it's like, oh my God! And that's how that video that I saw. It's like the level of how tenuous we are as a society is insane, And so, but then you want to not pay air traffic controllers? It's crazy. What is that?
There was a 3-year-old little girl that was killed in this crash. She was with her grandfather. I think they were driving on that frontage road. And when the plane came down, it struck their car first. And then it just launched a huge, massive fireball all the way down the road. There were like I said, there was 14 people who were killed. But this is the side. But again, I don't blame the Democrats for having to cave. When we like I said, when we have military members in food lines, that is just, that's crazy.
These people are serving our country, and then there's clowns that will sit there and say, well, they're not out in war. They're not on the front lines. I don't give a shit. They are serving our country. They are sacrificing I just have, but it's people are so used to being selfish rat bastards now that it's kind of like to the point that it's like, say whatever you want. As long as Orange Man says it is right, it's right. And it's just crazy. You had a situation last week where the man passed out next to Trump. And he kind of looked over there and he was like, now it wasn't as bad as they made it out to be, because he did look over there and he looked kind of concerned, and then he stood up. Kind of like, can y'all hurry up and fix this problem and get him up out of here? And then Robert F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, he bounced so quickly. As soon as he saw that man, he stood up there like, man, I done cut all these vaccines off. These people ain't got no shots. And this man done passed out. Whatever he got, I don't want. I'm gone. And I joke about this stuff, but it's crazy.
You told me that they said he was going to go get a chair. It wasn't my dad who said that. Somebody said he was going to go get a chair. It was my father. It must have been my dad who was like, no, they said he was going to go get a chair. I was like, most people usually go check on the person first and then say, hey, you Secret Service agent, can you go get a chair? You don't yourself run to go get a chair. So that's not a
Did he ever come back with said chair? Did he ever come back with said chair, or did he go get some coffee and left the room? I don't remember him ever coming back.
The video cuts off. So I don't know.
So point being, when it's all said and done, we are, it keeps getting worse day to day. So now here we are. So the Johnson is out there and he's called Congress back in place. You want to talk about the Congresswoman out of Arizona who finally gets called back after she was elected back in September. And they that's what I'm saying. This is the stuff that we just didn't understand, that it could be this silly. Like, we never thought that they could take to the point like, okay, we understand that you won the election, but you're just not going to swear you in. Nah. Go on and sit out there in the sun in Arizona and even though your people want you to be here representing us, we're just not going to swear you in.
And the reason why they didn't want to swear her in is because her getting elected in shifts the power balance. She would have been an additional person that would have voted for the Epstein Files to be released, as we'll talk about next, which is why they were apparently trying to, that's the rumor that's why they were pushing it off.
That's not a rumor. That's absolute fact. It's absolute fact. I mean, there's nothing rumor about that.
Listen, I don't know if the line is drawn between sounding conspiracy theory crazy and what's actually happening, because really crazy nutbag crap is happening and you don't know where's the line, where is the imaginary line. But so Democrat, and I'm going to butcher her name, Adelita Grijalva, that's wrong, but her name is Adelita, was sworn in as the newest member of Congress on Wednesday, more than 7 weeks, after she won a special election in Arizona to fill the House seat last held by her late father. Grijalva, also wrong, was sworn in by House Speaker Mike Johnson on Wednesday, shortly before the House returned to session to vote on a deal to fund the federal government. After delivering a floor speech, Grijalva signed a discharge petition to eventually trigger a vote to release files related to Jeffrey Epstein, giving it the needed 218 signatures for it to be released. And these files were released a couple of hours ago, and they are.
So you really have a doubt in your mind why those files are not released? Is it? I mean, not that. I mean, why she was not sworn in. It was only one reason why she was not sworn in. It was to keep this from happening or to slow this down. No doubt.
I get that, but my mind is still like, y'all can't be this obvious. Y'all can't be this obvious.
Yes, they could.
Why are we going so hard? Pedophilia in America, when in England they told Prince Andrew, you don't live here anymore. Like they have kicked this man out of his house, removed all of his trust accounts. They told him, you can no longer be titled and styled this way. You are now just regular Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Please go find a job at the local TV station. Go find a job as a principal at elementary school. Right. You don't go here no more at all.
Right. It's
why
only
the US like that.
This, I need to clip it. This is America. Every time I see it, boom, it's boom, boom. This is America. It's it's wild. It's truly wild where we are, because it's not even like they try to hide this crap anymore. It's not even like they try to hide it anymore. It's just, we don't give a F. middle finger to you. You want to you Arizona. You elected this Democrat. We just won't swear in. You know, they think about going back to Obama. When it came back to Obama, it was time for the judge to be replaced, right? What did they say? Yeah, we just won't even have hearings. No.
So and again, and listen, we've gone so far down the rabbit hole. Marjorie Taylor Greene is now regular?
Normal? No, she's not. She's not. Stop. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not regular. You know, I saw when Jasmine Crockett was on one of the shows and she got to talking about it. And she was like, let me remind you guys, Marjorie Taylor Greene voted for the Big Beautiful Bill. She had a chance to sit up here and stand up to the Republicans, and she didn't. She was basically saying, you can say that bull crap. Marjorie Taylor Greene is just like, and I always go back to grading on a curve. So now, if we grade her on a curve, then all of a sudden she seems like she's moderate.
But she is. No. I was joking about her being normal. A leopard to me will never change its spots. Yeah. I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene is changing her spots. What I actually think is happening is that Marjorie Taylor Greene has gotten pushed out into a lot of these Republican circles, and she's mad. And how do you get back at the men in your life who have pushed you out? You go against them. You say what.
And here's the other thing. She does not live that far from Atlanta. And people don't understand Atlanta is a special place. There's a lot of black folk who have influence. And I put that up because somebody came and, one of those folks who always talk about the woke and the Obamas and all that, keep them coming. But she's in Rome, Georgia. It's north of, I think it's northeast of the city. It's not that far from the city. Now, if she was way out there in the country outside of Atlanta, then, it is what it is. But she got some folks that's moving out there in that district that's kind of like, who is this? I'm going to vote. I'm going to come out here and just run this to get this woman out of office. So, there is some of that. And then the bottom line, when it's all said and done, you have people who are on ACA and who are Republicans, who are MAGA, that are sitting up and they're looking at it and saying, my God, I'm really getting ready to lose my health care. I don't know what the world to do. And so there's people that's probably in their ear about that. There was also conversation about her potentially having either a senatorial or government, a run for governor in the state of Georgia. Ain't no way in hell she wins either one of those seats in the state of Georgia without having people thinking twice about how much of a racist she could be. Like, if they think she's a full-blown racist, you can't win. You cannot win in the state of Georgia like that.
I don't think she's a full-blown racist. I think she's worse than that. And I said the same thing about Trump a couple of years ago. He goes whoever is the most gullible, whoever is the most amenable to what he is saying. And I think that is what Marjorie Taylor Greene has done. And now, because the Trump and a lot of his cronies are losing a lot of popularity, she's now trying to shift to be, I'm more moderate. No, I agree with you guys. It's fine. And nobody is buying it. Like, The View made me really mad by really not holding her feet to the fire for the stuff that she said and done, because she was on The View. They didn't really hold her feet to the fire. Like, y'all act like this woman has just been kind of saying weird things or iffy things. She has said some really diabolical, disgusting things. She said horrible things to Jasmine Crockett.
Right.
I mean, why is all of this stuff getting glossed over now? But to add, Alita, I'm glad you're there. I'm glad the Epstein Files have been released. And I mean, I can just keep going if you just want me to roll right into this. I will,
but let me give a shout out to my man, Jay Finesse. What's up, Noob? My man. I may be listening. Are you streaming tonight? If you are, let us know. Drop it in there. One of my favorite streamers at my frat brother. But go ahead, just keep going.
I'm gonna be asleep, DJ Finesse. You be spinning too late at night. I'm sorry.
Jay Finesse.
Yes, sir. You spend late at nighttime, and I be in bed. Like that is a fact.
All good. But I just then there's a whole thing. What's her name? Jelaine. Is it Jelaine or Jelaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Slaine Maxwell? Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay.
There you go.
I don't give a damn about Maxwell. But the fact that they talking about she got a service dog and she gets all, and it's just crazy to me, man. It's just crazy to me, the levels of privilege that are thrown in our face on a regular basis. This woman assisted a pedophile, and here's the thing. Full disclosure: I'm not really following it very closely because I don't engage with creeps. There was a video that I saw today about R. Kelly and how one of his songs, the hook was actually spelling out. It was like husband is what the whole hook was about. And I said to myself, I ain't never heard this song before in my life, and I never will. And if I have husband, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. No, it's spelled out. What did I say? Did I not say husband? Anyway, is the name of the song "Husband"? Have you know what song it is, kid? I don't know, but it's the hook is like he would say H word, U word, SBAND, and years later, people find out that he was spelling out husband is what you're looking for. But think about that's coming from Mark.
What song are you talking about?
I don't know. It's Jay Finesse let me know because he knows every song ever spun and created in the history of man. But when it's all said and done, that's how I deal with creeps, pedophiles, like people who have done stuff, especially the children, the women. I'm just like, okay, I done blocked you out of my head. R. Kelly made amazing music, and now like Chocolate Factory to me was one of the dopest albums ever. But do I remember much of it now in this day and age? I don't.
I don't either.
You know, because I've just blocked him out. But what's my point? My point was that the whole thing with Maxwell in jail, and they talking about how they're treating her, and now she's in a little bit of a low security situation and all that. And I said to myself, you got people out there for dime bags of weed that have had to live under horrible conditions for many, many years. But this is America. This is America. I'm about to put it on my pad. That's gonna be just like my. I'm gonna have me a This Is America.
Just have a short clip of it so that we can not get in trouble on the YouTubes. No,
it'll be just This Is America.
That's all we need.
That's another part I don't understand. Somebody have to give me a tutorial on that, because I see people do full on reaction videos to music.
And you did a reaction video, but then eventually YouTube caught on, and didn't it get banned or something or taken down?
No, I see people who have whole pages, and all they do it'll be titled 25-year-old first time they hear some old rap song, and they sit up there and they listen to it, and they this is amazing, boom, boom, boom. I'm just like, but if I play a little clip,
are they breaking up the song with commentary?
Yeah,
that's why.
What if I just do a little This Is America and then go back to the conversation? That's what we're doing.
You'll be fine. What I'm saying is, like, people who play the entire song, like, or if you had the whole song playing in the background of something, then
I wouldn't do that.
Anyway,
wouldn't do that.
So some of his emails were released. One email released today shows Jeffrey Epstein suggesting to a top European official, Thumbnail Jagland. That's wrong. That President Vladimir Putin
what
of Russia.
What source are you reading?
I'm looking at the New York Times. He heard Sergei Lavrov could get insight into President Trump by talking to him. The email was written to Jagland in June 2018, one more month before Trump met Putin in Helsinki in Finland. So Jeffrey Epstein, people are reaching out to him about Trump. People were reaching out to Epstein about Trump, and he was responding back to them. He even got reached out to by Michael Wolff, who is the author who's written several books about Trump and the Murdochs. He reached out to Epstein, and I don't know if this is well before he was in trouble. They were just reaching out because they knew they were friends. These people were friends. They rode in the same circles. And one thing Epstein says in an email, he basically said that I don't really know Donald Trump, because he tells everybody a different story. Me and him talk all the time. He'll tell me a story, and then he tells somebody else a story. So I really don't know, Now,
here's the funny thing. My first reaction when you said, I don't really know Donald Trump, was, man, please. Until you followed it up with, he tells everybody a different story. I was like, yeah, you don't know Donald Trump. Nobody probably knows Donald Trump, not even his wife. He's probably lying with every other word that comes out of his mouth, telling a different story.
Yeah. Then he wrote another email. You see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, my biz people, have no idea what it means to have your, fixers flip would be really bad. It makes a difference whether it was his money. Issue is failure to disclose. Plus, fact that he has lied his ass off about it makes it clear that he knew it was illegal. So Epstein has basically been talking crap behind his back to other people.
Of course,
and they
a
have
bunch of creeps.
Of this.
They're all a bunch of creeps. So when it's all said and done, creeps run together. Those are the type of people that they know they can't trust each other ever. You know, and so those are the type of people who love to be associated with each other. So man, you know, these people are, you know, it is what it is, man.
Have you seen the White House lately? They did a before and after of the White House. Have you seen it?
What am I looking for? Like, what am I supposed to have seen? I've seen the White House my entire life, but what am I supposed to see?
Yes, but have you seen the changes that Trump's made to it?
The inside or the outside?
The both. Why are you?
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying. Outside of the ugly gold plated toilets and gold all through the Oval Office that looks trashy, you know, and then you destroy the entire East Wing, and now you're gonna put up this huge ballroom and put your name. And then he's trying to get the Washington Commanders to name a football stadium after him. This dude has absolutely no chill, none.
And they have left him on red. They have left this man on red. The Washington Commanders is like, we are paying. People are slowly realizing we don't have to talk to you if we don't want to. Some of his threats are empty. Some of his threats have been empty threats.
Come on, man.
Here's another thing.
Right. Go ahead.
Him telling everybody, you guys are going to get a $2,000 stipend from the tariff money we're making.
Lies.
What tariff money are we making, sir? What are you talking about? What tariff money?
Yeah, it's the tariff money that's coming back to that's being paid by us, and as in the prices of everything is going up. Cameras have gone up 20%. You know, washers and dryers going up. Everything is going up. So you think so? Basically, you know what's so crazy? I had one of my brothers. And I ain't gonna lie, he's a younger brother. But he hit me one time when we were talking about taxes, and he was talking about how he pays his taxes and how you know he doesn't just let it get taken out of his check. And this was 15 years ago. And I was like, man, what are you talking about? You know, blah, blah, blah. He said, man, the government is just borrowing money from us, and then they determine when they're going to give it back to us. I was like, ooh, that actually is what taxes is. You know, they basically tell you got to pay this much taxes because you make this kind of money. And we're going to decide after you come up with all the receipts you can come up with and reasons why you're spending money to occupy how much of that money we're going to give back to you. And oh, by the way, if you don't give us enough, we want more. And oh, by the way, if you don't pay it, you're going to jail.
Look, he put gold signs outside of the Oval Office that say the Oval Office. I'm just going to share my screen. You have to see how bad this looks. Just, I'm ready when you are. What is this? Then that's a stencil paper. They're not leaving the paper up. But why? Why do we need a sign outside of it that says the Oval Office? It's never been there before.
He is a 79-year-old New Yorker. That gaudy son of a gun. Everything has to be about him and show, and everything has to look like it's 1969. And remind everybody, you know, when they've been passing out, you've been seeing this stuff going around the internet where they're saying that they got this propaganda going out on the White House Facebook page about America, what America should be like, and it's all these 1950s looking posters with white men with plaid shirts on, and then the white nuclear family. First of all, ain't a black person, ain't a Asian, ain't a nothing else but white folk. And for the most part, women are not in any position of authority. They're not looking like they're nothing else but just sitting back.
It's Sharia law. Let me just point this out to everybody, and I want you to clip this so we can use this in the future. Mm-hmm. There is no difference between what the Christian nationalists want and what Sharia law in the Muslim community is. It's the same exact thing. How women are to be seen and not heard. Women do not work. We only worship God. God is a part of our everyday lives. That's the same thing Sharia law is, except for its Muslim version where they only want to worship Muhammad, and women are not seen and not heard. Women are not allowed to leave the house without a male escort. They're not allowed to go into hospitals unless they're covered in a full burqa. I wish somebody would tell me the difference between Sharia law and Christian nationalism and what they're putting up as this thing that they want outside of the gods being different. Can you tell me?
Yeah, it's called propaganda. It's called America. In America, we can tell you the exact same thing. We can tell you that this is a phone, but this ain't a phone because one might been built by the Chinese and one might have been built by us because we made it. We say what it is, and whatever they say it is, it ain't because we say determined it's not. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's people who sit back, and a lot of folks, it ain't even about people don't even understand it. They flat out just feel like, you know what, it's we've just raised a whole world of trolls. Like people just love trolling people when they know that it's a bunch of bull crap. But they sit up and say because it's owning the libs or because we know we're going to piss off the libs, we're going to sit up here and roll with it. And so, but it's all a joke. It's all a joke until it's not. And that's really where it is now. But a lot of folks don't realize that they're not. That it's not a joke.
The whole Sharia law and Christian nationalism thing, the way they want women to dress, the way they want kids to be, the way they don't want anybody getting higher education, it's just no different. And everybody, we can roll into our next story. The Democrats had large wins last week, huge wins last week. Mm-hmm. And now everybody who's living in New York for Zohran Mamdani, and they're just like, oh my God, we're going to be living under Sharia law. Oh my God, socialism. Oh my God, communism. Socialism has existed in America for a very long time. Your Social Security, that's socialism. Your Medicare, Medicaid, that's socialism. Like, honestly, public transportation is kind of socialism too when you think about it.
We live in a communal society. The bull crap that people try to sell is that, it's just the Democrats who want to give and we drive on roads out here. Public roads are put out there because of tax dollars, because we all communally come together, put our money together and say, go fix that. So it's really all about the money coming together, and we vote on who controls the resources and who disseminates the resources, right? And so when you look, and that's extremely simplified, but that's the bulk of what it is. And so when you look at what is going on with this whole situation with the government, when you look at what is going on, and you say to yourself, like, with Mamdani, like, oh, now it's a million people saying they're leaving New York because they're afraid of Mamdani, what he's going to do to New York. And stop.
And here's what happens. They leave New York, they bring their butts down to Florida, they realize Florida sucks way worse than New York, and then they try to go back to New York, but then they realize, I can't afford it, my place is gone, I shouldn't have sold, blah, 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 and now they end up in Georgia or Kentucky, just as bad. Like, you guys leaving New York, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. You guys coming to Florida, it's not what you want. It's not what you want living down here. I live in Florida. I am waiting. I'm counting the days when Omar gets a job in another state and we can pack up and move out of Florida. It is expensive here.
I don't think you'll ever leave Florida. You'll leave Florida?
If Omar got a good job, absolutely. I'm on the first thing smoking out of Florida. I don't care anymore. I don't really want to live here. Honestly, Omar and I have been talking about him applying for jobs out of the country, so we could move out of the country. We're kind of at that point too. So, and again, sticking on topic, Mamdani won. The new governor of Virginia is a Democrat. The new governor, who was the other person?
So interesting that you bring that up, of New Jersey. And I don't know if you remember about 4 or 5 years ago, actually, when I helped start this organization, Black Excellence Alliance, we started this up about 5 years ago. And I don't know if you remember when I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we did the Tulsa event where I produced the award show for in Tulsa, Oklahoma around.
I do remember that.
So one of the people who was a part of that org community that I was on calls every Saturday morning is Dale Caldwell. Dale Caldwell is now the lieutenant governor of New Jersey. Well, they elected him the lieutenant governor of New Jersey. He was obviously very successful before we started working together. Then he started to work on as a college president. And I wasn't really following it. I was, but I wasn't. Because we still got a group chat and everything. And then I said, hold on. I saw maybe a week before, I saw her on the stage doing a campaign event, and I saw Dale Caldwell's name pop up behind. I said, oh, that's right, Dale is running as lieutenant governor. And so you kind of look at it and you say, sometimes people and, they just on some obscure ticket and they're just making a statement. No,
Yeah.
It's so, and then, and we talk about elections, we talk about what the Democrats did and right here in Georgia. I don't know if there was another sister, Vivian Thomas, who I worked on her campaign a couple of years ago for county commissioner here in Henry County. And her grandson was working with me on that campaign on behalf of her. And young guy, he was at Clark Atlanta in college at the time. He is now the elected mayor of Stockbridge, Georgia. He's 23 years old.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that because our friend is still running in his race, right?
Dante Carter, who's been on our show before. For people who've been following Life with Circle for a while, you remember the episode we did with Dante Carter. He's worked as a PR and communications person, NAACP, all the things. He was doing an interview with us, and his daughter came busted in on the interview. She's a baby. She's probably 6 or 7 now, maybe.
Yeah, but he acted like he had never seen this child before.
Well, it was the fact that she busted in the way she did. But it's all said and done. He is now in the runoff to be the mayor of Sandy Springs, Georgia. There's another situation in Marietta, Georgia. All these are cities around the city of Atlanta. That's why I say Atlanta is a special place.
My Aunt Wynn lives in Marietta.
And so there was a young kid, 23, 24 years old, who lost to the two or three time incumbent Marietta mayor, 60-some-year-old white dude, by 87 votes.
Which is nothing.
When you consider, but when you have these off-year elections like this, like Jaden Williams won the Stockbridge election, where he got under 2,500 votes, and the incumbent mayor got 2,200 votes. So you got less than 5,000 votes that determined the mayor of Stockbridge, Georgia, which I bet you if we looked it up right now, it's probably close to 200,000 people who live there. And so when folks are not paying attention, they're going to look up and be like, we got a mayor that's how old? Yeah, but he ain't, he's a sharp kid. And so he's going to be now. So you got just in and around the city of Atlanta, you've got these cities that are either being ran by young people or people were right there in order to take over the leadership in these communities. And so when you go back to why Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, I need to fake like I'm a little moderate, because if they start moving out here to Rome, we're gonna have a problem. You can't go out too much further. So there's that. All right, let's lighten the load a little bit. I want to lighten the load a little bit. Can I lighten the load? What time is it? Yeah, let me lighten the load a little bit. So we definitely got to get to
how what. So you go and then we'll do how what.
We'll do how what after we do this. So for people, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she loves to come troll me with the 6'7". So people are like, what is 6'7"? What is 6'7"? And so there's kind of a funniness to this. There's also this kind of thing where we always talk about, and I know white folks be like, oh, here y'all go race baiting again. And so let's watch this quick video. This influencer did an amazing job of this, and let me see if I can get to it here real quick. And there we go.
You need to know. Welcome to another episode of How Everything on This App Originated with Black People, where we talk about how most of what we know as Gen Z and Gen Alpha culture is just a whitewashed version of Black American culture. That was something called the 6'7" meme, which has become so prominent that Dictionary.com even made it their 2025 word of the year. Celebrities like Elizabeth Olsen have declared that they're fans of it on late night shows. And it's even started its own small-scale satanic panic, with Christian magazines like this one declaring that it's a sign of demonic influence. With all of this being eclipsed by its most major pop culture stamp of approval, a parody on South Park.
Could be within the next 6 to 7 weeks.
Now, the face of the trend has become Maverick Trevillain, whose TikTok account dubs him the official 6'7" kid.
And if you go to any kid in America right now and be like, who's the face of the 6'7" meme? Everyone's choosing the 6'7" kid.
He became viral from a video of him and another student yelling it in their school gymnasium. 6'7"! And his parents, who run the account, didn't hesitate to start monetizing the fact that people credit him with the meme. Because, like the foundational premise of this series, we all know that culture can turn into cash very quickly.
So the video continues, and what he's talking about basically is that, so it all started with a rapper out of Philly, and in the song, my daughters play it, and it's, the guy says 6'7" and all that. But the premise of this creator, whose name is Khalil Green, is that so many times, that's the rapper right there, so many times you have situations where on these social platforms, these black kids come up with this stuff, and then all of a sudden they don't get credit, and then they get other people.
6'7". Skrilla.
So Skrilla is the rapper, and so when it's all said and done, there once again in this creative space, in these social spaces, you have situations where basketball player, black player, whatever. You do all this amazing stuff, but then they don't get opportunity to monetize. That's going back to the fan base conversation, which we won't get into that right now. But it's kind of, as I said, it was kind of funny. It's kind of, the funny part is, this drives me crazy. My daughter will come running here, busting through the door, 6'7", go to basketball games, 6'7". But when it's all said and done, these black creators have got to find ways to monetize this stuff in the moment, because the culture don't care. And side note, the hyperbole around what everybody is doing, which the guy talked about. Every kid knows that it was started, it was made popular by these two kids who screamed about it in the gym. No, it's not. It's not. But why your face frowned up?
You know exactly what my face is scrounged up. Don't act like you were confused about why I'm sitting here looking like I'm smelling a fart for the last 3 minutes, because I, one, don't care. Two, it's still stupid. And you still didn't tell me what it meant.
It doesn't mean anything. That's the origin of the entire thing. It is this kid. But the point is that when you look at this stuff, and I didn't want to play the entire video because I didn't want to play the entire video. But he explains how it's become so popular because those two kids on the screen right now, they popularized something that this kid, actually was a basketball player, was the one who really, and that rapper are the ones who really should be credited with what has become now dictionary.com's considered the best word, the top word in 2025. What happens is continues to talk about how Black culture continues to drive popularity, but Black culture doesn't monetize it to the level that it needs to be monetized. And so then, other folks take this thing and they run with it and they make the most out of these situations. Why am I screen jumping like that? But that's part of the point. Why am I screen jumping like that? Is it clear to you? Because it's getting messy on my end.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. I'm just coming off the Wi-Fi. So anyway, all right. So there's that. All right. Let's jump into what you want to jump into.
That's why my face looks like this. Oh, I have share your screen with me. I'm gonna share my screen. I have the funniest what, and it's probably not super funny for these people, but I have the funniest what that came across my desk today that my mouth has been on the floor about. So let me tell you the story. TikToker ordered to pay husband's ex-wife $1.75 million in damages over alienation of affection claims. Brene Kennard was sued by Akira Monti over claims that she had an affair with her then husband, Timothy. Let me explain to you why this isn't what. North Carolina, one of the Carolinas, has an obscure law that if your husband or wife cheats on you, you can sue them for damages. It's the only state that has this obscure law. You can sue them for alienation of affection and finances. I know. So this woman stole her friend's husband and then flaunted it all over social media for months, like all over. She saw this bad. That woman decided to sue, and she won today.
The ex-wife won.
The ex-wife won. You know why? The main reason because this woman on here thought it would be a great idea to be her own lawyer for this case. Yeah, she thought it'd be super smart to try to represent herself. And we all know that the old saying goes, when you represent yourself as a lawyer, you have a fool for a client. And that is exactly what happened here.
Right.
So I'm trying to see if in the civil suit filed in May 2024 with the Durham County Superior Court, Akira accused Kennard of alienation of affection, intentionally spurring the end of her marriage and criminal conversation, having sex with a person's spouse, legal claims that are only recognized in a handful of states, North Carolina included. Kennard, who maintains a following of 3 million followers across TikTok and Instagram, shares her day-to-day life videos and vlog-style content regularly featuring Timothy in her post. Timothy is the ex-husband that she stole.
So the thief, she has 3 million followers across all her social platforms.
Yes.
And she's flaunting out the husband that she stole.
Yes.
And the ex-wife is suing who? The husband or her?
She is suing the woman. Now, let me tell you. Wait, one more thing. The rule is because the husband's already going to get in trouble in the divorce and have to pay out damages from the divorce. Right. The law allows you to sue your husband in the divorce or your wife in the divorce, and then also sue the other person in a completely separate trial. And the husband, Timothy, well, the new girl that he's with, Brene, was also married to Timothy's cousin, Devin. Devin is now also suing Timothy.
So what in the crazy circle? So you got a chick who's married to one guy But they're not married anymore, or she's cheating on him. I don't know where we even got to that part of the story.
She left him for Timothy.
She left him for Timothy, who was in a divorce proceeding, but he wasn't divorced yet.
Exactly.
And so was this girl and
do you see what she looks like? She's not even attractive. I know we shouldn't say things like that about people, but this very large-breasted woman is the woman that these people are fighting over. Do you see this?
Why you got your mouth like just right around, just hanging around her breast? She just.
How do you hold that up?
Hey man.
Let me find you a better picture of what Brene looks like, so you can see why I'm so confused about why anybody would decide.
What is her name? Brene
Kennard.
Brene Kennard with her 3 million followers. Which, hey, she should be monetizing that. That's why she found the chick found. She got some bread. She got 3 million followers. Oh Lord, do I need to pull this up?
Look, that's not Photoshop. Okay, take it off the screen. No, she has her channel monetized. She doesn't make a lot of money, and she kind of made comments in court after she lost, saying she'll never see it, because she was trying to plan on filing for bankruptcy. You can't do that. You can't file for bankruptcy after you lose a court case like this. So she can't do anything. So listen, people, TikTok fame, it is not worth it. I think she thought that this story was going to be one of those, story times, come listen to this situations, and it blew up in her face. And now she has a raggedy husband and this and that. But I just thought it was interesting that somebody actually won an alienation of affection case. Like that's to me is crazy part.
It's called alienation of affection is the name.
That's what it's called. Alienation of affection. And alienation of affection and illegal conversane.
Man, stop.
Criminal conversation. That's what it's called.
Man, stop.
Fine. I'm serious. If you do this in North Carolina, if you have an affair, that's what is your spouse can sue you, and you can sue your cheater person.
Wow, this is America. I gotta pull that. It's gonna be on the show by next week. This is America, home of the most litigious nonsense. All right. So anyway,
wait, stop. Hold on a second. Is that litigious nonsense? You sleep with my husband in my home, under my nose without me knowing. He leaves me for you, takes income out of my household, takes my kids from having a full-time father. How is that litigious?
You're suing people for you being married to a cheater. I understand. And here's the thing. You're already in litigation with your husband because, of course, you're going to go in divorce proceedings and you're going to take him to the cleaners. Get it? That's part of the deal. You cheat, you blow it. That's what happens. But I ain't never seen a situation where you're gonna sue the woman that he's cheating on you with. Now that's some wildness.
But if that woman knew you were married, and I think the reason why the girl Brene lost is because she knew Akira existed, knew they were together. Like it wasn't like she was some cocktail waitress from around the way who didn't know.
You don't sue people for being a character from a Lifetime movie. That's what they are. They're a bunch of characters from a BET Tyler Perry movie. But for them to sit up here and say, now, third party remove, I can sit up here and sue you because you were screwing my husband. That's a bit far.
If I live in North Carolina and one of my friends started sleeping with my husband, sleeping with Omar, I'm suing you. I'm suing you. I'm suing your kids. I'm suing your parents. I'm suing everybody into oblivion so you never have success ever again. Anyway, did you also have a what? Because I have one more if you would like to.
No, I don't. I also have. You go ahead. Let me go back. What's your next what?
My next what is a woman asked 43 churches if they'd feed a starving baby. The Texas ones, all the ones in Texas failed her test.
Do you have it? Do you have it to pull up, or is it just verbal?
I do. I have it pulled up on my screen. Let's go.
No, I'm seeing a commercial on your screen. You need to take
That's not a commercial. That's the story, dude. That's the story. Yeah. Kaylee Monroe conducted what she called a social experiment on TikTok, calling churches across the country to ask for baby formula for a fictional 2-month-old. They've racked up millions of views as SNAP benefits remain in limbo for millions of people. Monroe, based in Kentucky, had been phoning churches and other religious institutions across the country since October, asking for formula to feed her fictional baby, then documented calls on TikTok. The majority do not offer her help. As of Monday, Monroe had recorded 10 offers of assistance and 33 refusals. 3 of the refusals were from Texas churches and videos that have over 2 million views combined. Her entire series has received millions of views and grown her TikTok following to over 400,000. The barbed wire reached out to Monroe, but did not receive a response. So basically what this will...
I'm listening.
Okay. Basically what this woman is doing is trying to prove that if churches are actually saying that they are there to help, they should be there to help.
So the ask was again. Tell me what the ask is again.
Baby formula. She calls the people and say, hey, I don't have any money. I have a 2-month-old baby. My baby hasn't had any formula in a couple of days. I'm not able to breastfeed. Is it possible? Do you guys have any extra baby formula? Or is it possible that someone can help me get an extra can? Or if you guys can buy it and I can come by and pick it up. I don't need the money. If somebody wants to buy it, just if they don't trust me, I need
so
this.
What part of it is the fact that how many churches turned her down?
33 out of 43. Now, me, if I work for a church who did not offer this, what I would say was, and I feel like all the churches should have responded better in this, I would have said, hey, so we don't offer baby formula. We don't have anything. But what I'll do is stay on the phone. Let's 3-way call some people and I'll advocate for you and help you get some formula.
You know what I thought your answer was going to be? If you was at that church and she called and she said, you'd be like, girl, meet me at Walmart.
I probably would. I might do that as well. But like, you know what? I'm just going to just meet me at the stove.
Right, meet me at the stove. What's your address? I'm gonna go ahead and DoorDash this to your house. Come on.
Or in my case, my mother works for the pregnancy center in St. Petersburg. I would have just called my mama like, hey, mom, I got a woman who's going to be coming by this place. Do you guys have the right formula? And I'm like, yeah, just send her by right now. And I would have said, hey, just go here. They can give you formula. Teen pregnancy center. But the fact that she got 33 refusals, that is a little crazy, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm saying if these people are supposed to be churches that are supposed to be supporting folks who are in need, and no one's saying you have to publicize it when you're doing it, because then everybody's gonna be at your door, and that's what they claim is a reason why you would tell them no. But
one church called her a witch. A Kentucky, what's the name of the church that called her a witch? Hold on, I have to get the name of the church.
Now, I don't want no name of that raggedy church. I only want people to even think twice about going through there. Don't stay away from that.
Living Faith Christian Center in Baton Rouge, located whatever, is led by founder Bishop blah blah blah. The person who goes around calling churches and putting the voice of a crying baby in the background, and I say, really, the person is low. So like I teach these men over here. Folk want to apologize. I don't apologize to the devil. Sometimes Christians get so weak, you forget we supposed to rebuke evil. So if you can pretend to have a crying baby to try to call churches to trick people into things, that's read verbatim.
The woman wasn't doing nothing but asking for a can of formula. What's she tricking you into?
I know. He actually was a prostitute trying to get her to sleep with him, and that's not what's happening, sir.
Go into that little church refrigerator you got back there that you got some potluck left over. All right.
I don't know. I think a lot of churches just handled this really, really poorly, and you can't be mad at her for conducting a social experiment that you guys failed at. There was a church in the Appalachians.
Oh, you buried the lead. You buried the lead, or did I just miss that? This whole thing was a social experiment for social media?
Yeah, she ain't got no baby. She didn't have a baby. It's a fake baby. She has no baby. She has no babies. I thought I made that clear that she doesn't have a baby. Like she would press a button, a baby would start screaming in the background, and then she would ask for formula.
So the church people was correct. It was a phony. That this whole story, you get the what of the week. You about to get the what of the week.
Oh my gosh! But even if the baby is imaginary and the story is fake, she's calling to see if she can get help. That is the goal of this, to see if churches are actually going to help. Why the other 9 churches decided to help. There's one church, one little poor raggedy church in the Appalachian. He was like, so your baby is 2 months old. I can get your, this is what he said was so funny. He said, we can get your baby some formula. Does your baby like a specific flavor of formula? Like
he was truly trying to help people. And this person is out here playing on people's phone. Get off my phone. Stop playing on my phone.
But she did tell the Appalachian minister when he was like, okay, what flavor do you like? I'm going to send old Judith down to the store. She was like, wait, stop. This is not real. But I did want to, let him know. And he was cool about it. He was confused, of course, because he's old. But she was honest about it being a social experiment.
Okay, all right. Now, scenario. That call comes 10 times in a week. People faking. The next call that comes, they're going to believe they playing on their phone. And that old person is sitting at that desk volunteering and be like, no, y'all in here, stop playing on my phone. A lot of y'all young people don't know how to act. Y'all play on the phone too much.
And that's what's going to happen now, I feel like. I feel like this social experiment has...
That may have happened to her. She might have been the victim of people having done that, played tricks on them people before, and then, all right, okay, boom.
Okay, so now we can ease into our last segment of the show. My favorite
What are
segment.
you watching?
What are you watching? You go first. I always go first.
You always go first.
You go first.
All right.
Okay.
We're waiting for the final episode, I think, of the season. I don't think it's coming out yet. Huh?
Don't say The Shy.
No, well, that too, but Reasonable Doubt, which you gotta watch because it's good.
I do.
Huh?
I do need to watch.
I'm saying, it's interesting. It really, and you can tell Kerry Washington, who's one of the executive producers, her fingerprints is all over it. It feels like a modern day Scandal. The way that it's written, the way that it is presented. She has the same type of energy, except she's a bit more of a boss than Kerry. I think Kerry got walked over so much on Scandal. She was supposedly the boss, but she really was getting walked all over. My man who plays, you don't watch Power, but the guy who plays Tommy on Power, he has a role in this. And me and Trey sit there, and every time he's just like, he's so typecast as Tommy from Power. Like him trying to do anything else for a while is going to be a challenge, especially with Power still being on the air, because Power is still on the air. It just premiered last week. I haven't seen it yet. What else am I watching? Here's what I'm not watching. Anything on ABC or ESPN, because I have YouTube TV and they're in a dispute and it's not on my game. So I'm not seeing my football games. I'm not seeing basketball, ABC, ESPN.
Wow.
It's my dad.
Go back to Mondays then. You ain't watching football. Oh no, because he gonna stream it and then my face gets all blurry.
Yeah, all blurry and jacked up. And then of course my dad. Of course, this is what people of a certain age do. He didn't already found the rebate link that I need to go ahead and get my money back, get my $20 back because they're not giving me what I'm paying for. Thank you, Pops. I appreciate you. All right, so what else am I watching? We're not really watching. Like we ain't had no time. Girl, you know what I'm watching? I'm gonna tell you what I'm watching. I'm watching these. I'm watching my child. I'm watching these because I'm in the gym several nights a week. This is what I'm watching right now. Hold on. Come on. Oh, everything rolling slow right now. There we go. It's not rolling. What's going on? Why am I jumping around? I'm not even online anymore. All right, it's not going. Of course, right now it's not. I'm stuck. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
The video is stuck though. That's weird. I don't know why everything is tripping today. All right. Anyway, so what I'm watching is my daughter playing basketball, and I'm super proud of her. All right. So what else are you watching?
So me and I don't know what's going on with the screen. The screen just decided it does not want to participate anymore.
It's stuck. Yeah. There we go. All right, I'm moving now.
Right. What me and Omar are watching is we just got done watching All Her Fault on Peacock, the best show in the last 5 years. The best show.
What's
the best
it
writing, the best. All Her Fault on Peacock.
Okay.
The best writing, the best acting, the best cliffhangers where you're just not, I know what's going to happen. My mama just been sitting on the same couch for the last 8 hours watching this series. That's how good it was. I couldn't even wait.
Okay.
No, All Her Fault.
All Her Fault. Okay.
All Her Fault. You and Tracy will love it. It is not blood and gore. It is not murder. It is none of that. It is just a really, really good, intense story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also watching Death in the Family, the Murtaugh story, which is also done really well on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I'm watching that has gotten a lot of controversy is All's Fair, that new show by Ryan Murphy starring Kim Kardashian and Niecy Nash and
I'm
is
not
it Glenn
watching.
Close?
Well, you know, I like Niecy Nash. I think she's pretty dope. I don't
Here's
watch
my
anything
issue.
Kim Kardashian does.
Kim Kardashian is a monotone actress, whatever. The show is well done, but I'm done with it because last night's episode had to, for some reason, white male writers always have to add in a rape scene, and they had Niecy Nash have it happen to her. So you guys want us to believe this woman who's an investigator for this law firm, a former detective, took a drink from a random stranger? Stop it. So that's, I mean, the show was good, but after that, I'm like, I'm cool. There was no reason to have that in the series. That's what we're watching.
Yeah.
Thumbs
You know,
up.
there's, you know, because this is a fun part of the show, but my conspiracy theory always kicks in because right now, everything is about white men. All the show's lead
White men being
characters.
bad?
A little bit of both. You know, I guess all the liberals are trying to show white men being bad, and all the Trumpsters and MAGA are trying to show white men being good, but it's all about white men. That's what these shows are about.
It's crazy because you know, we didn't talk about this on the show, and we know we got to wrap up. It's Sydney Sweeney, the woman an actress who was in the "Don't You Dare Press That Button."
You don't even know which one I'm pressing. But
You're about to press a cricket.
I'm on the ready. I'm on the ready.
Do you remember the American Eagle commercial where she was saying good genes and people were saying it was eugenics and that whole thing from American Eagle? It happened a couple months ago. It was a big deal. Don't act like you don't remember them saying that because we talked about it on this show.
Okay.
They said it was racist.
I'm listening.
I fucking hate that. I'm listening. Anyway, she has a movie out called Christy. It's about one of the first female successful boxers, and it's getting panned by critics. And it makes you wonder: is it getting panned by critics because of her comments about her genes and about how she doesn't want to is not going to give anybody a response, and she's not apologizing to anybody about having good genes, which she said? Or is the movie actually bad? Which is it?
Here's the thing: movies of sports. If she's not good at being a boxer and she looks really fake, like when you see those Lifetime movies or them type of BET movies where it's supposed to be a basketball player and the person can't hoop, you should have been like, "What is this trash?" So that could be it. If she's supposed to be playing
basketball,
if she's supposed to be playing now, you go back to Loving Basketball. It wasn't really a lot of real basketball scenes, but that part was still corny with Sanaa Lathan playing basketball. She's. But here's the thing: I don't know who this person is you're talking about, but let's not assume that it's because of this American Eagle ad that they're having issues. Let's just assume, just for the sake of entertainment, that she sucks at boxing and she looks like it in the movie. let's just go with that. Cool. All right, before we get up out of here, did you see the announcement that the reboot for A Different World is officially greenlit?
Yeah, I don't want that. You know what I want? You know what show I want?
Why don't you want that?
Because it's stupid. I don't want that.
Why is that stupid? Why wouldn't you want to know what happened with the whole Different World clan 30 years later and now their children are there? No, that's pretty cool. But go ahead.
Who the hell cares? Their kids are in college. Fine. You know what a reboot I would like to circle back to? Living Single. I would love to know what's happening to those people. I would love to see those kids.
So let me ask you this. What do you think that Living Single would be about 30 years later? It would be about them with family and kids. Same as we're talking about A Different World.
I don't think it would be like that at this point. I think Living Single would probably be about people have died. I feel like it would be like how, you know what? The same way in Just Like That was like when Sex and the City moved on to this new phase. Now they got kids and the kids are teenagers and older. You didn't watch it, but that's how all these shows are.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what A Different World is going to be, a blend. Whitley and Dwayne Wayne are going to be there. All the old crew is still going to be a part of the show, and it's going to be a hybrid with the kids, kind of similar to what they're doing with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So if it's not for you, I don't know why, but I think it's super dope.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is completely different as a reboot.
But my point is that the storylines both follow the adults and the kids. That was my point. It won't just be about the college kids of A Different World, because the draw for us, and here's what we always knows is happening. It's been doing it for the last 30 years. You create these animated films and you put these Easter eggs in there because you want the parents and the kids to be entertained. This is just the same concept. You're going to have an adult story going on sideways with these college kids and showing. And come on now, we're talking about Dwayne Wade Whitley. We're talking about You know, where are they now? We're talking about Freddie. We're talking about these people. And the great thing about most of them, most of the people who care, who matter in the different world storyline, they haven't had great careers post in living. I mean, Lord, I just said living color. A different world. So them coming back and playing those same roles 30 years later is going to work. I'm very confident it's going to work. All right, y'all. Go ahead.
You think they're going to bring back everybody from the original? Or do you think they want to come back like Lisa Bonet? Do you think she wants to come back?
Lisa Bonet won't be there because Lisa Bonet was not really a part of the success of that show. She was only there for a year. She was it was a totally different show. It was after year one, A Different World was totally different than year one. It wasn't even the same show. So, but all of the other ones who are still alive, they'll be there. It's going to be, of course, Jada Pinkett, because she ain't doing nothing. I don't know what she's doing besides she just didn't fell off the face. She's just chilling. But yeah, all of the major ones. The top 5 is going to be Kim, Dwayne Wayne, Whitley, Kim, Ron,
Jaleesa.
And then, Jaleesa. They'll all be there.
Okay,
they've already announced. Right. Debbie Allen is there. She's EPing it. Some of the writers are still there, so it's going to be amazing. I'm confident of that. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Have a great week. Peace and bye-bye.